It was nice to see all of the positive comments about the video that I did about a friend of mine, and it's also nice that some of you got a good laugh out of my vegan parody video. There's a lot more videos I'd like to do, but I wanted to share with you a couple of the challenges I've had to deal with. Now, if you are familiar with my YouTube channel, you know that I first started YouTube in 2007, 15 years ago. And this is my original YouTube device, and it still works. Now, I still use this occasionally for some videos. However, I have switched to something else. I'm using one of these right now, but this is an extra one. These are quite easy to find. It seems like people are always upgrading, and as you probably know, it's an iPhone 6. So the majority of the videos that I make are with this device. And again, that has its own set of challenges because the little editor they have on this is not very good. And because of the iOS version running in this phone, you can't put any new apps in it. So it's basically obsolete. Now, I don't have cell phone service. I don't use cell phones. But again, it's camera. Now, this is my computer. You can see how old it is because it still has PS2 ports on it. And it originally came with Windows 7, which is what it still has. Again, very old, not much memory, not much of a CPU. So this cannot be used for video editing. What I have used it for was for some Zoom conferences that I've done. And I use this webcam. Some type of Logitech webcam. It's quite old. I've had this for years. Now, because of the poor quality computer, I'm always picking up whatever computer I can find. And since I do repair work and I install systems, this is one of the ones that I've picked up from customers. And again, it used to work, but it failed. The battery has gone bad. So even though you can run it off the plug, its performance is extremely degraded. Now recently, when I was at the dump hauling off some materials, I managed to get a hold of one of these. It's, I think, from 2015. It's an old iMac. And of course, being an Apple product, they always have to keep it from being upgradable. So I was not able to change the Mac OS. I think it was running Mac OS 10 Mavericks. I forget what it was, but you try to upgrade to a newer one. There are ways you can do it, but there's only so much memory in the system. So what I did, I just went ahead and installed Ubuntu Linux. Now, if I want to do any kind of editing, they do have an open source program called Kdenlive. It doesn't run. Every time that I try to do editing from videos, I can maybe put 3 clips together, and by the 4th clip, it crashes, and there's no way to start it. When I did videos before, I used a software, I call it Pitivi. It's still around, and I did install it in this system. It works, but not very well. So if I want to put video clips together, that's what I have to do. That's why you don't see any effects on my video. And most of the time when I make a video, I just try to record the whole thing, one take. I don't cut anything out. So if you see things that are not perfect, maybe there's a few little mix-ups, maybe I can't remember a certain word or something like that, that's what the problem is. So anyway, now I have to admit, this is a rather attractive computer. And I've always been a person in the PC versus Apple controversy. I've always preferred the PC and the clones. I never really liked Apple. But I have to admit, these older devices that I've gotten for nothing, they're actually very nice. This is a very beautiful notebook computer. I think it's probably one of the best I've ever seen. It has an aluminum case, really stylish, even has the little Apple logo that lights up, well, when it's on. And it has a lighted keyboard, which is really nice. Now, I do have a lighted keyboard on my desktop computer. This is a gaming keyboard I picked up at the dump, and I also use a wired mouse. I don't use any wireless devices, and even when I download my videos, I use a USB cable. I don't do anything wirelessly. I just don't like it. Now, a lot of my old files, when I did videos years ago, have been lost forever. My YouTube channel was actually temporarily taken down. Videos were lost. Now, I still have some old hard drives. And I do have this hard drive dock. It's a SATA drive, but I have some parallel drives. It also has a socket for that. And I've been in the process of trying to see what old video files I still have, but most of my files were lost. We had a lightning strike over 12 years ago, and it basically just blew up pretty much everything that I had. My wonderful surge protector turned out to be useless. And that guarantee they're supposed to give you, yeah, that's not an easy one to get. Now, when I do some of my YouTube interviews, you'll notice I also have a microphone. I have a microphone with an XLR cable, but this is the mixer that I use. And again, it's quite primitive. Something I picked up from some job that I did. I don't remember where I got it from. But, you know, it's a Shure, but it has some type of interference. So if I put the gain up too high, I'll get a hiss in it. But the thing is that the microphone I use is a condenser mic, and it needs phantom power. And this does have the 48 volt power on it. And what I'll do with my old computer, I connect it to the audio in. Unfortunately, with this laptop, although it does have a headphone jack, it does not have an audio in. So I've had to use a USB AV adapter to be able to make that work. But again, the audio levels can vary. Sometimes they're good, but a lot of times when I try to do a video, it's just way too low. So I'm going to try to work on that. The reason I'm making the video is I'd like to get some input, because there's a lot of you out there that do these videos on a regular basis. Some of you are quite skilled at adding in effects and things like that. Now, personally, I don't like effects. I like videos that are natural, videos that do not have any of these cuts. In fact, it bothers me when someone's doing a video and every 2 or 3 seconds is cut, 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 cut. It just seems to be, I don't know. I don't like it. Let's put it that way. But on the other hand, I'm just wondering what you like to see. Do you like that type of video? And a lot of videos have some type of background music. I didn't want to get involved in that because of copyright issues. And besides, the kind of background music that I would like, probably nobody else would like, because it would be some type of extremely boring elevator music. That's just the way that I am. But any of you that have any ideas, any of you that have any technical advice as to what I could do. Now, again, I'm not going to go out and purchase a bunch of expensive equipment, because number one, I don't have that kind of money laying around. And number two, in order for me to justify purchasing something, I have to have a way of making it worth my while. For example, if I was going to do a job and I needed some specialized tools, I would have no trouble purchasing the tools, because those tools will help me to do my job more effectively, probably do a better job at lower cost. But when it comes to these videos, this is a hobby. This is not a business. In my 15 years on YouTube, do you know how much money I've made? That much. I have never received even 1 penny. Not 1 penny. So, and I've had a few messages saying that, you know, I'm probably out there trying to promote some scam product. Well, I'm not going to promote a scam product. And again, if you look at my YouTube videos and you make a comment on it, I will always try to contact you. And if for some reason you don't get a response from me, go ahead and message me again. In fact, if anyone wants to message me directly, my email address is on the YouTube page on the About Me section, and you can feel free to email me at any time. You may also be able to find my telephone number, which should be included in my Google profile. However, eventually I am going to put that in my YouTube channel so you can contact me. But anyway, just whatever ideas you have for me, I'd be very glad to accept your suggestions. Thank you.